foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts. Will Cain had you covered this election.
Brett Baer joins us now. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy joining us on The Will Cain Show. Tommy Lahren joins us now.
It's the new must-listen podcast in America.
I think Sanity, I'm hoping, is going to win today.
What they did was the biggest miscarriage of democracy, I think, in my lifetime.
I see a victory for Donald Trump. I see a victory for America.
The Will Cain Show. Listen and watch now at willcainshow.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Found 600 miles away from her home. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending this hour. Ann Kipp, a delivery driver reported missing from Alabama, was found dead Thursday inside of a car in Indianapolis.
But Kipp's employer had last heard from her in October. I'm Sasha Nixon. At this time, it is not clear why she was in Indiana or what led to her death. However, foul play is not currently suspected.
Searching for answers is what a family in India is doing after a woman was shot and killed while sitting in her car. The killing, caught on camera, remains unsolved. She was ambushed by someone else driving another car while parked outside of a home on Lupine Drive in early September. You may have heard that Richard Allen was sentenced Friday to 130 years for killing Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi in 2017. Carroll County Sheriff Tony Liggett hopes the victims' families can begin to heal.
These families will live every day without two of the most important people in their lives because of a low-life coward decided to take their innocent lives.
Liggett speaking at a press conference Friday. Prosecutors said Allen put himself on the bridge the day of the murders and linked himself to the crime scene with an unspent cartridge found there. Party City is going out of business after 40 years. Here's Jake McDaniel.
They expect to have all of their stores closed nationwide by February of 2025. The company operated over 850 stores around the world, and they dominated the party supply market in the U.S.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Tonight, partly cloudy, low temperatures in the low 20s, and for tomorrow, mostly sunny. High temperatures climbing into the mid-30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer.
Come in to Exercise Inc. for a free consultation in the month of December and get 2 free sessions. Exercise Inc. 5 locations. Visit exerciseinc.com.
Indy Humane. Find your new best friend today. Visit indyhumane.org.
I'm Deidre Hall with a message about your eye health. My mother had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, which means my family members are at greater risk. AMD affects vision. And having low vision as a result of wet AMD, the more severe form of AMD, can mean a task like driving can become a major challenge.
I'm Dr. Sada of the Doheny Eye Institute in UCLA. AMD is the most common cause of severe, irreversible vision loss in older adults in the U.S. AMD affects central vision, which lets you see fine details. About 9 million Americans are living with wet AMD or are at risk. If you're over 50, smoke, or have a family history of wet AMD, you could be at increased risk. If a healthcare professional suspects wet AMD, a retina specialist can confirm the diagnosis and work with you on a treatment plan.
Routine eye care, including regular eye exams, can help maintain your vision. Visit www.geteyesmart.org for more information.
More than 100 million wild animals are killed each year, illegally. Poaching is just one of the risks animals face at our hands. I'm Tom Barry. I'm an actor. I grew up in the beautiful rural countryside of Ohio, where animals roamed freely in the open forests. I have a deep concern to help preserve those open spaces for our wildlife friends so they can live and thrive like they used to. Destruction of their habitats threaten their very existence. The best way to protect wildlife is to protect the land where they live. The Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust works with private landowners to protect wildlife, to preserve natural habitats, and establish permanent sanctuaries. To learn more or to work with the Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust, call 800-729-SAVE. That's 800-729-SAVE. Or visit wildlifelandtrust.org. Thank you.
Is the American dream, but today's economy is challenging. Have you fallen behind on your mortgage payments? Many homeowners facing financial difficulty often feel lost and don't know where to turn for help. The airwaves are filled with offers of fast and simple relief. However, many find these offers often lead to damaged credit, higher debt, and ultimately the loss of one's home. If it seems like there's no way out, know there is legitimate help available. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling is a nonprofit organization that has provided answers and concrete solutions to consumers in situations just like yours for more than 60 years. Our certified housing specialists will work with you to review your finances and create a custom plan that's right for your specific situation. NFCC member agencies provide free and affordable help and meet U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development standards. Call 866-687-6322 or visit mortgagehelpnow.org.
Hannah complained of a headache. It was a rhabdomyosarcoma. Within a few days, Hannah was in treatment because we were told that the tumor was very aggressive. And it very quickly became clear that St. Jude was the ultimate place to be. So we've essentially put our lives in South Africa on hold. Incredibly blessed to be here. St. Jude is an asset to the world. The research that is developed here is offered freely to the rest of the medical world. The entire way that the place operates is just to give and to care. I think it's the kind of place that not only stands as a beacon for pediatric cancer, but I think it could teach the world a couple of lessons about how to treat people. And I think if those lessons could be learned, even in their most basic form, this world could be a better place.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
We're here early before they wake up. We stay late. We stay informed. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
We do this not because it's our job, but because this is about our veterans' lives. This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIPC.
Man, I think they're probably going to fire me after this, Producer Jack. This is the first time that's ever happened. I was late to my own show, the last show of 2024, and I'm trying to squeak into the studio, but damn if Monument Circle isn't just packed with merrygoers and Christmas enthusiasts. The holiday spirit is so thick you can literally cut it with a knife. Traffic stuffed wall to wall. but I'm here now, and we have reason to celebrate. By the way, I am your bespectacled curmudgeon, Ethan Hatcher, squeaking into the studio to give you a recap of this week's Going On. Producer Jack on the board, beep, 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 pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. I'm sure you heard, as of this morning, the Senate passed the continuing resolution that keeps the government funded through March. They did it, Jack. They did it.
Crisis averted this morning as Congress voting to keep the government open right now, at least for now. Moments ago, the Senate began passing a stopgap funding bill. It comes just hours after the same measure passed in the House in a narrow vote. The bill will then head to President Biden's desk to be signed into law later today. The president has indicated he supports this bill. The government did technically shut down after midnight when the Senate ran out of time as they were preparing to cast their votes. The plan includes disaster relief and farming provisions.
At first, we didn't know what to do with all the money. We tried burying it, shredding it, and burning it. But in the end, we decided to just give it all away.
Come again, sir.
I'm getting back in line.
The first continuing resolution that they had attempted to burp through Congress was more than 1,500 pages of pork barrel spending. I dubbed it porkulous. Now, after Elon Musk and other conservatives collectively blew a gasket over the egregious spending, they had cut that down to less than 150 pages. But even then, there were holders out like chip on his shoulder Roy, who said that this wasn't enough, that Republicans need to live up to the standards that their party has set and that they should be ashamed of the spending that they have helped contribute to.
We're going to increase the debt by $5 trillion. That's what's going to happen right here by Republicans, increasing the debt $5 trillion. And what are you doing in the same bill? $110 billion unpaid for. Because you never have any ounce of self-respect to go out and campaign saying you're going to balance the budget, and then you come in here and pass $110 billion unpaid for. On top of the $200 billion you did for WEP, you guys won't agree with that, but the fact of the matter is $330 billion. Congratulations, you've added to the debt since you were given the majority again on November 5th. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. Yes, I think this bill is better than it was yesterday on certain respects, but to take this bill yesterday and congratulate yourself because it's shorter in pages, but increases the debt by $5 trillion is asinine. And that's precisely what Republicans are doing. I'm absolutely sickened by a party that campaigns on fiscal responsibility and has the temerity to go forward to the American people and say, you think this is fiscally responsible.
He's out of line, but he's right. Yesterday, while I was filling in on the Kendall and Casey show with Casey Daniels, filling in for Rob Kendall, we were talking about Chip Roy, and I thought celebrating him and Congresswoman Victoria Spartz here from Indiana, along with the 30 other odd Republican holdouts, was premature. But in fact, they managed to deliver. Although this still adds billions of dollars to the debt overall, this continuing resolution avoids the debt limit suspension, which would allow Congress to continue spending ad nauseum, which at some point Congress needs to live within its budget, as every American household is expected to do. And this is hopefully one step in the right direction, as now kicking the can down to March gives the Republican president, combined with the incoming Republican Senate and the incoming Republican Congress, the flexibility it needs to hopefully rein in this egregious federal spending, which the first term of President Trump was not exceptionally fiscally conservative. So hopefully that will be rectified this go around. And of course, CNN is upset about that fact, the fact that they removed all this pork barrel spending, including mandates for vaccines, a new stadium that was funding, social media censorship, and pay raises for Congress. Now that's all been stripped out, and CNN, they don't like the fact that Elon Musk was a big influence in whittling down that spending.
Dan Crenshaw, a Republican lawmaker, tweeted to Musk last night and said, "I love you, Elon, but you need to take 5 seconds to check your sources before highlighting bottom feeders looking for clicks." You know, Musk likes to post anonymous accounts that are spreading misinformation. And let's recognize, a lot of people have benefited from Musk. You know, the Tesla stock has been on a tear lately. Lots of CEOs going to Mar-a-Lago. They're probably jealous of Musk right now, both because of his relationship to Trump and because of the performance of Tesla and Musk's other companies. So there's a lot Musk can bring to government. But his behavior on X and his influence over this spending bill, it also shows how misinformation is at work here, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, for all the talk of calling people fake news and so on, we put this up on screen. He says that the bill contained a 40% pay increase for members of Congress. I don't know if we can put that up there or not. There's a cost of living increase in it.
Loser. Hey, I've heard this call before. I'll bet you have.
That cost of living adjustment was to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars more than most Americans are going to see. And congressmen, let's not forget, often walk in, you know, modestly wealthy and come out multimillionaires because of their stock investments, including, and you heard his name dropped, Dan Crenshaw, of all people, the supposed Republican, who was most upset that the congressional raise was not included, even though he has profited an insane amount from his stock investments, just like crooked Nancy Pelosi. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on the Circle. We got a lot more on the way, including an update on what the nature of the New Jersey drones may be. We'll tell you more up next.
Looking for a great place to go for car care?
Hi, this is Lonnie Hinkle from Jiffy Lube, and I'd like to share the top 5 reasons that every Hoosier should trust Jiffy Lube to help keep their car running safe and well. Number 5, our computer system holds the maintenance data for every make and model. We know exactly what your car needs and when it needs to be done. Number 4, Jiffy Lube's training system is in the Training Magazine Hall of Fame. Along with companies like Ritz-Carlton, Starbucks, and Nordstrom's, our team does the job right. Number 3, you never need an appointment. We are ready to serve you whenever it works best for you, so come on in and see us. Number 2, Jiffy Lube accepts competitor coupons so you can get our great service at the desperate price of our competitors. And number 1, Jiffy Lube is a one-stop maintenance shop, and we make it easy for you to take great care of your car. Avoid the repair shop by getting your maintenance done at Jiffy Lube. And we now offer brakes, tires, tune-ups, and minor repairs at most stores.
So head to Jiffy Lube. There's really no reason to take your car anywhere else.
Hey, holiday heroes. It's a special time of year at Shane Company. As a family business for 4 generations, we know firsthand that fine jewelry is the gift that says it all. From the engagement ring that says, "You're the one," to the diamond tennis bracelet that says, "Thank you for being you." We have the widest selection of fine jewelry gifts, in stock and ready to take home. Come pick out a pair of hand-matched diamond stud earrings or a necklace with a colorful gemstone. Check out our new Bloom collection, one of owner Tom Shane's favorites this year, featuring stunning sapphires, emeralds, or rubies. At Shane Company, every gift and every price range is crafted to our high-quality standards. We have jewelers working in every store to bring your gifts to life, making sure rings fit just right, setting center stones and engagement rings by hand, and engraving your pieces to make your gifts even more special. Your gifts will always be protected with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com and come see us in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Got family coming over this holiday season? I do. It's Terry Stacy, and before they get here, I need a couple of rooms painted. Cardwell Do It Best Home Center has got a full line of best look quality paints. Produced by Sherwin-Williams and on sale now through Christmas. $10 off per gallon. Paint and primer all in one with custom computer paint matching. $10 off on best look quality paints. That's a deal. At Cardwell Do It Best. Ready for winter? Snow shovels, rock salt, and ice melter all in stock. Plus lots of great Christmas gift ideas, including Milwaukee M18 Fuel cordless power tools. Cardwell Do It Best Home Center, your discount roofing headquarters. Dimensional roofing on sale for only $21 per bundle. That's just $63 per square with a wide variety of colors in stock. Cardwell Do It Best Center, 3205 Madison Avenue, just south of the Gateway Arch on Indy's South Side, and over 67,000 products available online with free shipping to their store at cardwellhomecenter.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Express the heartwarming message of Christmas this year. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be that special moment that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
I woke up this morning with the sun down, shining in.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIPC.
Brown paper bag, but then...
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your host, Ethan Hatcher. That's producer Jack on the board. And this segment, I wanted to readdress the top news from last week, which was the mysterious drones hovering over the skies of New Jersey. They've still not disclosed the true nature of these, whether or not they come from a foreign entity or are in some related to some way related to our own American government. But we are narrowing down possibilities, and this was a theory offered by the New Jersey Bellevue mayor, Michael Melham, who believes that they are American in origin and they are searching for something. What it is exactly, we don't know, but he speculates it could be nuclear material. That's a little concerning. This is according to the mayor.
So here's what I know. I know that we were told by our state police that we have assets over our critical infrastructure. Now, depending on your point of view, that's either concerning or comforting. I think it's comforting because it's probably us listening and watching. We also know that we have drones that are flying in a grid-like pattern. In my opinion, they're looking for something. What might they be looking for? Well, potentially, we're aware of a threat that came in through Port Newark. Maybe that's radioactive material. There was and there is an alert that's out right now that radioactive material in New Jersey has gone missing on December 2nd. It was a shipment. It arrived at its destination. The container was damaged and it was empty. So potentially we're looking for that.
Stop right there, Mayor, because that's very important information. And that came from a credible source.
That came from the U.S. government.
And so it's missing?
I guess I just picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies.
Missing nuclear material. Never words that you'd like to hear. And there are, at this point, a couple of possibilities, producer Jack, and let the mind wander here. First and foremost, we've had a report of missing medical equipment. Now, that is not necessarily dangerous to humans. The amount of radiation it puts out is minuscule at best, but you would send out the amount of drones for some missing medical equipment. The other alternative, and this is a rumor that's been spread about nuclear materials originating in Ukraine that were shipped destination bound to the United States there at that New Jersey port, and those are the materials that are missing. Who absconded with them? Where could they be? We don't know, but the fact they're searching the skies of New Jersey would lead one to suspect it could be stateside. What is the danger that it could potentially pose to American citizens? Is this just erroneous nuclear material floating around that could still irradiate and kill you? Or are they potentially building a dirty bomb? And that's why they haven't wanted to disclose that they are American drones, and that's what they're searching for, so as to avoid a mass panic.
I have no idea, but this reminds me of the meme that's like aliens.
Well, some people have speculated that it's aliens. Of course, that's ridiculous. I believe producer Carl thought that was offering a theory that the United States could be leading a charge to falsify a alien invasion, like a false flag, in order to unite the governments of the world under one world government in order to fight the invasion. Now, that's a little bit radical. I think some lost erroneous nuclear material is probably a little bit more likely in this case.
Yeah, probably.
Now, Joe Biden, of course, old Joe Biden, he maintains that there's nothing to see here. There's nothing nefarious at work.
All those drones over New Jersey. What's behind all of this?
There's nothing nefarious, apparently. But they're checking it all out. I think it's just one. There's a lot of drones authorized up there. I think one started and they all got it. Everybody's wanting to get in the deal.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You know something that you're not telling us, you slimy scumbag liar!
Okay, so that's ridiculous that, oh, there's nothing nefarious, there's nothing to see here. They're not our drones. They're just being mistaken for commercial drones that are flying in this grid pattern. At this point, certainly some people are sending their own drones up to investigate. We've heard state police agencies of sending drones up. Individuals have sent small drones up. But these 6-foot or larger drones are bigger than what's commercially available. We've already covered that. And the energy signature that they leave behind is totally unique. So if it's not the American government, then it would likely be a foreign entity. I think it very well could. It could be either. And that's the thing, because Joe Biden is totally asleep at the wheel. His leadership is completely ineffectual. And the fact he's not coming clean with the American people, especially at this point, should tell you volumes about the disingenuous nature of this administration. But we are getting ready to have a sea change. And one aspect in particular will be regarding border enforcement. And this is the new effective border czar who's been tapped, Tom Homan, who suggests that they're not going to stop at deporting illegal aliens even if they have U.S. citizen who's a child, because they haven't resolved their citizenship, and so that's still incumbent upon them. Again, a radical sea change compared to what we've put up with in the Biden administration.
You said that everyone, though, is on the table if they are here in the country illegally. As you know, there's a lot of mixed status households in the United States. Do you plan to take both parents into custody if there are minor children in the house?
If you're in the country illegally and you got an order of deportation, we're going to arrest you, we're going to detain you, we're going to remove you. If they have a U.S. citizen child, if they chose after they come to the country illegally and chose after been ordered removed to have a U.S. citizen child, and think, okay, the court order doesn't mean anything anymore, the removal order doesn't mean anything anymore, then what kind of message we send to the whole world? Go ahead and cross the border illegally, which is a crime, ignore a judge's order of deportation, but have a baby, and you're fine. If we do that, then shut down the immigration court. The orders don't mean anything anymore, and take the border off the border. We can't send a message to the whole world that you can violate laws of this country and not leave as required by judge and have a U.S. citizen child. You're okay. That child can stay. They can stay with a relative. They can stay with the other parent, or they can take them with them. We don't deport U.S. citizens, but they put themselves in the position. We didn't. Wow, that is delicious. Finally.
Central to this issue is the interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which so far in the left-leaning court system, they have taken that to mean any person, illegal citizen or not, if the child is born on American soil, then it, by virtue of that fact alone, becomes an American citizen. Whereas the 14th Amendment doesn't necessarily say that. What it says is that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That second clause, the addition, is the important factor, because if they're not a legal citizen, they cannot said to be in the jurisdiction of the United States. They're still a foreign national. It's not complicated when it comes to ambassadors who are legal residents and citizens of foreign states. When they're abroad at an embassy in the United States, those children don't then become automatic citizens of the United States. They still remain citizens of their country of origin, of the country of their parents, of the country of those ambassadors. But suddenly this is meant to change. We're meant to change the interpretation when it comes to illegal immigrants. And not only are we going to see a sea change when it comes to border enforcement, that issue itself may be addressed by the Supreme Court. This is something we talk a little bit more in detail about coming up in the next hour. Producer Carl is coming on the show, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about this immigration issue. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, coming up next is the Sound Dump. Don't miss it.
This winter, cozy up with a match made in Cocoa Heaven. Introducing Swiss
Miss Schmallow, the perfect pairing of Schmallow, the original toasted marshmallow whiskey from Hotel Tango Distillery, and Swiss Miss Hot Cocoa. You've tried Schmallow before. Now Hotel Tango Distillery is taking it up a notch with this fantastic collaboration with Swiss Miss. Imagine rich, creamy cocoa swirling with a hint of toasted marshmallow warmth. It's a sip of comfort like no other. From cold weather gatherings to quiet nights in, Swiss Miss Schmallow is here to add a touch of sweet nostalgia with an adult twist. Warm up your season. Grab Swiss Miss Schmallow before it's gone. Find it at your local store and toast to the taste of winter. Swiss Miss Schmallow, where cozy meets a little bit of kick. Sip responsibly. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Available where fine spirits are sold. HotelTangoDistillery.com.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, letting you know that when you need plumbing help, call who I call, my friends at Hope Plumbing. They're locally owned and committed to putting the customer and the community first. They know spending your hard-earned money on unexpected plumbing issues isn't at the top of your wish list. So for the rest of the year, they're giving you $100 off any $500 plus plumbing service. Call Hope Plumbing today at 317-641-HOPE or online at hopeplumbing.com.
You've got a Pepto predicament, Festive Feaster.
Who wants another slice of Grammy's famous pumpkin pie?
I
do
not. I think I need to lay down for a minute. You overdid it on all the family favorites, and now your stomach's throwing a Yuletide tantrum. Undo it with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto Chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can get back to the feast and the festivities.
Who's ready for some games?
When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's jewelry experts.
Fox News, I'm Deborah Valentine. Former RNC co-chair Laura Trump has removed her name for consideration for the U.S. Senate seat being vacated by Marco Rubio of Florida. He's been nominated as the president-elect Secretary of State. German police swiftly arresting the driver accused of plowing into a crowded Christmas market in eastern Germany, killing at least 5 people. Fox's Stephanie Bennett.
Within 3 minutes, police arrested a 50-year-old Saudi Arabian doctor at gunpoint. Police say he moved to Germany in 2006. He was acting alone, and the motive remains unclear.
Over 200 people hurt. Baseball Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson, being treated for pneumonia, has died at the age of 65.
Widely considered to be the greatest leadoff hitter of all time, Henderson is still Major League Baseball's all-time leader in both stolen bases and runs scored.
Fox's Greg Thompson there. America's listening to Fox News.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Rob. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years. Restrictions apply. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Joyner Homes has been building truly custom homes in Central Indiana for 18 years. They can build anywhere that you can bring a builder or on your own private lot. They make it easy to build your dream home with an in-house team of architecture and design specialists. First step, visit joinerhomes.com. Check out floor plans, pricing, locations. You can even start from scratch. The design studio is where you pick out all the fun stuff, all the coolest stuff in one spot. And they're with you every step to ensure you stay on budget. That's joinerhomes.com.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Absolute Comfort. Chris Wedekin is the owner, and he says working for a glass house builder has made them experts at heating and cooling.
When the sun comes up on one side and sets on the other, the demand is much larger on one side at one part of the day and much larger on the other side of one part of the day. So with zoning, we can solve your issues.
Make your home absolutely comfortable by going to AbsoluteComfort.org. Absolute Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
You'll be talking to family and friends on the phone during the holidays, so make sure everyone enjoys the conversation, including those with hearing loss. RelayIndiana.com provides caption telephones that allow the hard of hearing to have normal phone conversations through voice recognition technology. The other person's words appear on an easy-to-read screen. Don't let those with hearing loss become isolated during the holidays. Get the CapTel caption telephone from Relay Indiana. Learn more at RelayIndiana.com.
When I stay in the shoes now, I'll hold build the scene in a whole red maybe get the color boss dying.
This is Saturday Night on The Circle on 93 WIBC.
This week, we're ready once again to suit up for the slime and the sludge, delving into another week of news. In a moment of quiet reflection, Joe Biden can't find it within his sullied soul to admit he did anything wrong in this administration, cementing his legacy as one of the worst presidents in U.S. history as he toddles out the door in his final days in office. A radical pro-fat activist in San Francisco has come up with the most absurd cry of fat phobia yet seen in this shameless glorification of gluttony. And finally, a persecuted Australian physician comes on Sky News to state the obvious: men can't breastfeed. And money-grubbing Dick Durbin gets feisty with a CNN reporter in the congressional hallways. Don't miss a moment of it for this week's edition of The Sound Dump.
I'll take you for a ride. I'm a garbage truck.
It's the Saturday Night Sound Dump on 93 WIBC.
I take you to the dump. I show you the sights, you know you wanna ride. I'm a garbage truck.
Welcome back to Saturday Night on The Circle, where I am your bespectacled curmudgeon, Ethan Hatcher, and producer Jack is on the board. Beep, 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 pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. We begin with Joe Biden, who was invited onto this independent news network. They have a YouTube channel. I'd never heard of them before, called the Midas Touch Network. They got over 3.5 million subscribers, so a fairly sizable channel. They claim to be unabashedly pro-democracy, and naturally they landed an interview with the president, who, when asked, can't find anything that he thinks he did wrong at all whatsoever.
Any other regrets that you have? Anything you wish you would have done differently?
Well, I guess if I thought a lot about it, it'd be something I would have done specifically, but not generically.
So he feels no shame for the mishandling of classified information dating back to the 1970s when he kept those documents on his garage floor right next to the Corvette. Think about top secret information getting stained with the oil sludge on the floor of the garage. Absolutely disgusting. What about the death of American soldiers or contractors who had worked with the U.S. for years in Afghanistan? What about the countless civilians' lives who were lost as a result of the attack at the airport in Kabul from the disastrous withdrawal that his administration oversaw? What about the supply chain crisis or the many other pressures, the economic pressures that Joe Biden's policies have helped lead into, or most disturbingly, pardoning his son for the pay-to-play scheme that he and his family profited from while he was a sitting vice president of the United States? That's treasonous, and he can't think of anything that he did wrong or anything that he would want to change. This cements him as one of the worst presidents in U.S. history for sure. And also, in the same interview, he's utterly shameless. This is the pot calling the kettle black, because not only did he pardon his son for what's now an open secret that he profited from his positions on the board in Burisma, his connections with Ukraine, and other foreign entities, and now he's chastising congressmen for using the office to enrich themselves. Dude, you set the bar. You're gross.
You know, I don't know how you look your constituents in the eye and know because the job they gave you an inside track to make more money.
You're a monster. How many millions of dollars did the Biden family make? Now those emails are, again, an open secret. The legitimacy of the laptop was confirmed by the U.S. government itself. 10% to the big guy. So yes, the enrichment in Congress is gross, but you've been rolling around in the mud for decades at this point, old man, and had to sully the office of the presidency in order to abscond with your crimes, which is gross. Speaking of gross, here is fat activist Virgie Tovar, who is now sitting on the San Francisco Weight Council. I guess she's the weight czar there in San Francisco, and she's going to chastise you for, of all things, and producer Jack, you really get in trouble with this, Tubby, for asking for a smaller slice of cake. This is so offensive to the weight czar of San Francisco.
If you're like many women, you've been to a birthday party or a small office gathering, an event that's meant to bring people together. There's swinging tunes, some adult beverages, and good convo. And then it comes time to cut the cake, and someone decides to ruin everything.
Oh my God, that slice is huge. That slice is bigger than Beyonce's paycheck. Can you cut me half of that?
A cake-related fat-phobic incident, or CRFI, is that moment when it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a moralizing impulse. Inevitably, there's always someone at the party who has to declare publicly that their slice is too large, and that the person who's cutting the cake, almost invariably a woman, must do some disproportionate amount of labor in order to accommodate their need to feel superior.
Can I ask you a question? Sure, anything. Why don't you go back to your own house and stop bothering us?
This person allegedly getting taxpayer dollars now to spread this pro-obesity garbage, and they look exactly as you can imagine. I'll hold the photo up to the live stream there on YouTube so you can get a look. Just as you would guess. Why do they all look the same? She's definitely never said no to a slice of cake, and she's going to make you feel bad for her lack of self-control. So it's pure projection when she's talking about moralizing, because she doesn't want to feel the guilt, the consequence from her own behavior, and is instead externalizing that onto you. And they go on to label self-control as sexist.
Let's take a step back and view what's happening through a critical feminist lens. CRFIs typically happen in environments where there are primarily or exclusively women. Women are disproportionately negatively affected by diet culture because diet culture maps onto sexism. Like many parts of diet culture, there is a significant performance component. You have to show others that you are being good. Controlling how much you eat is part of what it means to be a, quote, good woman.
Good human.
This kind of behavior is a way for people to keep other people in check through food moralizing, surveillance, and policing. These are the mechanisms that are at the core of diet culture and weight control. The idea that you can position yourself as superior to others through self-control and self-denial is super sexist.
I'm on my land. We're both in America, which used to be a good country, until they started letting people like you do whatever you want.
Where do you even begin with stuff like this, producer Jack, where she's saying that just controlling your weight, something that you're very good at, I would like to add, that's sexist somehow. You're oppressing her because you're skinny. I feel oppressed because you're skinnier than me. Why I oughta, you rotten doity jerk.
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird thing to like stand for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then talk about shaming. She's shaming these other women who are just watching out for their own figure, their own health requirements. Who are you to shame them?
Yeah.
She also is advocating for a weight neutral approach because, even physicians aren't allowed to warn you about the consequences of your own behavior. And it's an inevitable and undeniable correlation between overweight and bad health outcomes.
Yeah, and I guess you could reverse it to her and say like she's oppressing food allergies or something like that.
Yes, she's oppressing the skinny.
Yeah, like this is why we need a small portion.
Man, it looks like she eats enough day to day, enough to feed a small African country. Now here is another symptom of the times. This is Jasmine Sussex, who is a physician in Australia. And she was actually removed from a breastfeeding panel in the country just for stating the obvious that men cannot breastfeed. And evidently now they are experimenting with hormone alteration in order to stimulate lactation in men. This is some really bizarre stuff. And she called it, quote, a dangerous fetish. And that got her barred from this breastfeeding panel in Australia. She's talking about its lack of medical backing here in an interview on Sky News.
How on earth does someone with male breasts lactate for a baby? And what quality of milk is that for an infant?
Yeah, well, we just really don't know. There's a handful of case reports that have been published in really the trans activist medical lobby, so in the endocrinology journals and in the trans health journals. So they really don't tell us anything other than the experience of that individual trans identifying man, you know, and what he claims. They're all self-report, so no one's had them in a laboratory expressing milk or, you know, we just don't know.
Would it be the same quality as a woman's milk with colostrum and everything else that comes from that? Is it the same quality of breast milk?
Yeah, it seems very unlikely.
Oh, what are the rules? What are the rules? What are the rules? What are the rules? When you've kept your brain, but the world's insane, how the hell you gonna find out the rules?
This is common sense. We didn't used to have to investigate this and have men express milk in some kind of scientific. This is patently absurd that we're going to have to go investigate to state the obvious that this is an abomination of science and certainly not helpful for any infant, and that should be regarded as child abuse. Sorry, not sorry. That's absolutely obscene. And this poor woman is being persecuted in Australia, who evidently is wanting to erase the identity of women by saying that men can replace them even in regards to breastfeeding, which is patently absurd. Here's Dick Durbin getting feisty with a CNN reporter regarding the continuing resolution we reported earlier in the show, which originally included a pay raise for Congress, and this CNN reporter was querying about that. Dick Durbin, old money grubber that he is, of course, defending it as a cost of living adjustment and then pushing back in the most hilarious way possible.
Members are giving themselves a pay raise. Do you guys deserve a pay raise?
Well, that's news to me. It's good news. You know, what has it been, 10 years or 14 years of no COLA, no change at all? I think it's about time something's done.
You support giving yourselves a pay raise?
How would I not know about a pay raise?
But I mean, people look at the performance of Congress and say, why should we give them more money?
What about the media? Think about that for a second.
We're not paid by public money.
I know you're not, but I mean, half of your listeners are not there anymore. You're still getting the same paycheck? What's going on?
Boom. Roasted.
Well, you got half the audience you used to. Why are you still getting a paycheck? Oh, man, you can tell he's feeling the pressure there. But, of course, the reporter was absolutely right. Hey, see, whether they're overpaid or not is immaterial because they're not on the public dime. And you are, sir. You're supposed to be a public servant, but old Dick Durbin seems to have forgotten that. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on The Circle. One more segment coming up. Don't miss it.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You've got a Pepto Predicament, Festive Feaster.
Who wants another slice of Grammy's famous pumpkin pie?
I do not. I think I need to lay down for a minute.
You overdid it on all the family favorites, and now your stomach's throwing a Yuletide tantrum. Undo it with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can get back to the feast and the festivities.
Who's ready for some games?
When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
This is Kevin and Kim at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. This special time of the year, family is important, and we are here to keep yours warm and happy, just like we have for 40 years.
We appreciate your business throughout the year, and we are always here for you if you need us. So from our family and our entire team at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Art tells a story, your story, and inspires others in your community to do the same. AARP is celebrating the undeniable impact and contributions of Black art and artists everywhere. We're thrilled to celebrate these creators over 50. Through their work and persistence, they make society a better place by bringing us all closer together. Learn more at aarp.org/Black Community.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Producer Jack, every man needs to find a woman in his life that speaks to him the way that this Seattle cop speaks to her boss. This, I mean, of course, they're in deep trouble with this because superior subordinate relationship in a workplace environment, not a great look. And this Seattle police officer, police chief, has been engaging, it seems, in a romantic relationship with one of his subordinates who was promoted in June of last year. And they recently found a love letter that was addressed to him, left behind in his police-issued SUV. Probably not the best place to leave a love letter behind if you are under investigation for a relationship in the workplace environment. But she shared with him, quote, "You woke me up like a prince in one of your Disney movies. I hope I always know your kiss. I hope I always feel your influence. I hope to always know you and you and me. I love you." He claimed to be gay, producer Jack, to try and throw him off the trail. Oh, no. We're not having a romantic relationship. We're friends. I'm gay. She's helping me come out.
Yeah, that letter is like a bit corny.
It is a little corny, but I mean, look, if you're getting love letters from this, you see, hey, I'm not going to turn it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than if it's from a subordinate,
I
you know,
hear you.
maybe you should just let her fire her. Help her find a different job, and then it's fair game. You know what I mean? Then you wouldn't have to hide it.
Yeah, true.
Of course, 'tis the holiday season. I'm sure you have warmed around the fire to around 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, producer Jack, a longtime classic. This is Norm Macdonald in his reading of the holiday, the holiday classic.
'Twas the night before Christmas. Wait, 'twas? What's 'twas? Is that short for it was? What kind of rush are you in, man? You can't just say it was. Oh, you saved a lot of time there, fella. Oh, don't come at me with that it was stuff. I got things to do. Got to get down to the donut shop. You know, 2 days ago, I was at the donut shop, and I said, "Hey, donut guy, you got anything warm back there?" He says, "Try the fritters. They were." They were? What does that even mean? They were. You must mean twere. The fritters twere warm. What's that? We're out of time. Oh, I'm fired. Hey, you know O.J. Simpson is a wife-beating murderer, right? Oh, right, was. Twas!
Man, that's a classic. And since it's the holiday season, I wanted to spread a little holiday cheer. Of course, we've got one more hour on the way for Saturday night on The Circle. Don't miss it. The final show of 2024, and I'm looking forward to the turn of the new year, a quarter century into the new millennium. Crazy stuff. Next hour, we're going to have producer Carl on the show and talk a little bit more about the immigration crisis and a lot more. So stay tuned.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104. Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hi, this is
Lloyd,
Jessica,
Robert, and Adam
from Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning in Pittsboro. The Kirby family wishes you the merriest of Christmases and happiest of New Year's. Thanks for your business. We really appreciate it. If you live in Hendricks or surrounding counties and need us, we are always here to help. Kirby services any model, and we proudly install American Standard products. Call us at 317-892-3614.
Kirby is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Happy holidays from Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
Come in to Exercise Inc. for a free consultation in the month of December and get 2 free sessions. Exercise Inc. 5 locations. Visit exerciseinc.com.
Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
It's a done deal. I'm Deborah Valentine, Fox News. President Biden has signed the new government spending bill passed in Congress overnight, narrowly avoiding a government shutdown. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from the White House.
It funds the government at current levels and adds more than $100 billion in disaster aid and $10 billion in economic aid for farmers. What it does not include is a debt limit increase, one of President-elect Trump's key asks. The Senate passed the bill 85-11 shortly after midnight. The House approved the bill earlier Friday evening, 366-34, with all 34 noes coming from GOP members. The president signed the bill this morning after publicly staying out of the spending fight. They wanted President-elect Trump and Republicans to own the fallout after Trump and Elon Musk undermined an earlier bipartisan agreement.
The move led to some Democrats to sarcastically refer to Musk as President Elon Musk. Bells are ringing out in Germany during a packed church service at Magdeburger Cathedral in commemoration of the victims of Friday's Christmas market attack. At least 5 people were killed when a driver plowed into a rented car in a crowded market. Over 200 people injured. The suspected attacker is a 50-year-old doctor originally from Saudi Arabia. He's in custody. Similar Christmas markets around the world have stepped up security in the wake of the attack. Laura Trump says she has removed her name from consideration for the U.S. Senate seat being vacated by Marco Rubio. The daughter-in-law of President-elect Trump said on X, "I do have a big announcement that I am excited to share in January, so stay tuned." Rubio has been nominated as Secretary of State under the incoming Trump administration. Baseball Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson has died at the age of 65. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
Hey, holiday heroes. It's a special time of year at Shane Company. As a family business for 4 generations, we know firsthand that fine jewelry is the gift that says it all. From the engagement ring that says, "You're the one," to the diamond tennis bracelet that says, "Thank you for being you." We have the widest selection of fine jewelry gifts, in stock and ready to take home. Come pick out a pair of hand-matched diamond stud earrings or a necklace with a colorful gemstone. Check out our new Bloom collection, one of owner Tom Shane's favorites this year, featuring stunning sapphires, emeralds, or rubies. At Shane Company, every gift and every price range is crafted to our high-quality standards. We have jewelers working in every store to bring your gifts to life, making sure rings fit just right, setting center stones and engagement rings by hand, and engraving your pieces to make your gifts even more special. Your gifts will always be protected with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com and come see us in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
On Saturday night where I was born, down on the phone, guitar clinking and we started drinking till the break of dawn.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
We started clapping and he started singing this.
Welcome back to Saturday Night on the Circle, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your humble host, Ethan Hatcher, joined by producer Jack, flanked to my left, beep, 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 pushing the buttons and doing everything to make the show function. This hour, I wanted to start with the Pentagon, who, despite being the recipient of hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions cumulatively, they can't seem to manage to keep track
of our troops. That's kind of important if you're going to be managing the day-to-day affairs of our armed forces. You would think, but nevertheless, they managed to lose track of about 1,100 soldiers who have been sent to Syria in the wake of the downfall of the Assad regime, and a Pentagon spokesperson came forward to, oh, shucks. Turns out we had reported there were 900 soldiers in Syria. Well, after counting, it's more than 2,000. So they lost track of more than 1,100 soldiers. That's pretty shameful.
As you know, we have been briefing you regularly that there are approximately 900 U.S. troops deployed to Syria. In light of the situation in Syria and the significant interest, we recently learned that those numbers were higher, and so asked to look into it. I learned today that, in fact, there are approximately 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. As I understand it, and as it was explained to me, these additional forces are considered temporary rotational forces that deploy to meet shifting mission requirements, whereas the core 900 deployers are on longer-term deployments. And as you know, for many of our deployments, numbers will fluctuate from time to time. But given that this number is significantly higher than what we've been briefing, I wanted to let you know as soon as I found out this information.
It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
I told you last night, no!
So are we surprised, or we're not surprised at this point, that the Pentagon has failed their 7th audit in a row? Of course they can't keep track of their finances when they can't even keep track of American soldiers, and the mind boggles at how many billions of dollars have been wasted in this enormous money laundering operation for the military-industrial complex, of which Joe Biden has helped aid and abet by supporting the instability geopolitically. Remember, he invited the attack from Russia into Ukraine when he said that the United States would not respond militarily if a minor incursion were to occur. And now, as a result, the United States has shackled itself, supporting Ukraine militarily and monetarily, giving them missiles, giving them dollars, and, of course, our ally in the state of Israel as well. So, you know, we just got all kinds of money, does the Pentagon, through the taxpayer to support the endless war machine. And they're so careless that not only are they losing track of the finances, but they're losing track of the men and women who are the armed service members. And that is the most disgusting part, because if you are so careless with their lives, then you're going to create more Gold Star families across the United States. And for what purpose? None at all. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on The Circle. Another thing I wanted to talk about this week, of course, the Georgia Appeals Court has officially removed Fani Willis from the Trump 2020 election case. This is something that Trump has been correctly seeking for a long time because of the corruption that Fani Willis has exhibited, primarily by hiring her lover Nathan Wade to be the prosecutor of this RICO case, this corrupt case that she has instituted against the president of the United States for the election crime, and then personally profited from it. They went on vacations. She was saying, oh, well, I paid it back, but they lost track of the accounting. She personally profited, and they spent so much time and resources to finagle and keep her on the case, ultimately dismissing Nathan Wade, but saying that there wasn't enough of a conflict at the time to merit her removal. Well, now that's all changed, according to this appeals court. So off is Fani Willis.
So the Georgia Court of Appeals has removed Fani Willis and her office from the prosecution of Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants, saying that their behavior inappropriately affected the indictment, and they can no longer represent the state of Georgia or the people in this case against Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants. The Court of Appeals took great pains to describe the fraud that both Fani Willis and Nathan Wade used in alleging that they did not have an affair until after they started working together, and the exorbitant amount of money, $654,000, that Fani Willis paid Nathan Wade, a guy who had never tried a felony case in his life, to be in charge of a very complicated RICO case. And that money was used for extravagant gifts and vacations for the two of them.
forgive this.
And with now Nathan Wade gone and Fani Willis removed, disgraced as a result of her own corrupt behavior, how can the case possibly move forward? It's not, especially with now Donald Trump going to be the sitting president of the United States in just a month's time. These corrupt cases are collapsing around the ears of the Democrats who tried to use lawfare against Donald Trump in order to influence the outcome of the election, and it's backfiring spectacularly against them. I'm here for it. I couldn't be more thrilled. Donald Trump also responded in an interview with Fox News Digital where he said the whole case has been a disgrace to justice. It was started by the Biden DOJ as an attack on his political opponent, Donald Trump. They used anyone and anybody, and she has been disqualified. And her boyfriend has been disqualified, and they stole funds and went on trips. They should not be allowed to go any further. There is no way such a corrupt people can lead a case, and then it gets taken over by somebody else. It was a corrupt case, so how could it be taken over by somebody else? It should be dismissed. It should be thrown out because of this corrupt behavior that Fani Willis has so wantonly participated in. Again, actions have consequences, and now that Donald Trump has been decisively elected by the American people, it seems like nature is healing, and that's good. Although there are still some casualties from the Biden economy, first and foremost, Big Lots. You have a shopper at Big Lots. Have you seen a Big Lots? See, there used to be a Big Lots on Washington Street, but it closed years ago. What about you, producer Jack? They got a Big Lots out where you live?
I don't think I've seen one before.
Yeah, they've been struggling for a few years. They had more than 900 stores, but now they're going out of business permanently, bankrupt, and they have some sales. So if you do find a Big Lots around, you can get some pretty good deals on the stuff that remains for the time that it remains.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, but, and also the shifting retail economy, brick and mortar stores, not as profitable or popular as they once used to be, consolidating. Big Lots not alone. Party City, also a victim of the Biden economy, not able to turn their faltering business around, and now they are closing all their stores and shuttering the business, as is Lumber Liquidators. I mean, and I could go on. I mean, Lumber Liquidators, they've been around for more than 30 years and had a few outlet stores here in the Indianapolis area. So you can see just the devastation that has been left behind in the wake of the Biden economy. And it's comical to think that Kamala Harris collectively tried to, and Joe Biden and the media, the Democrat-controlled media, collectively tried to gaslight the American people into believing that Bidenomics was somehow something to be proud about, something that they tried to run on. And then you see all these bankruptcies of, very once profitable American companies now devastated in the wake of the Biden economy and the shutdown from the pandemic. And Donald Trump's got his fingerprints on that a little bit, too, because the shutdown started under his watch. We can't forget that. But he's got his shot at redemption lined up for term 2 at the White House, and we'll be covering every minute here on WIBC. Stay tuned to Saturday night on The Circle. Coming up next, producer Carl comes on to discuss more about the immigration crisis for the final show of 2024. Don't miss Carl's Conspiracy Corner up next.
Tony Katz.
A good cow is a dead cow.
What? Wow. I like steak. No one's going to argue with you there. This is something new. He's got the whole weird cow thing. That right there. I'm just saying that if the only good cow is a dead cow isn't a promo for WIBC by this time tomorrow, I'm firing everybody.
That's all you got to put in it, man.
Whole team's got to go.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Got family coming over this holiday season? I do. It's Terry Stacy, and before they get here, I need a couple of rooms painted. Cardwell Do It Best Home Center has got a full line of best look quality paints. Produced by Sherwin-Williams and on sale now through Christmas. $10 off per gallon. Paint and primer all in one with custom computer paint matching. $10 off on best look quality paints. That's a deal at Cardwell Do It Best. Ready for winter? Snow shovels, rock salt, and ice melter all in stock, plus lots of great Christmas gift ideas, including Milwaukee Milwaukee M18 Fuel cordless power tools. Cardwell Do It Best Home Center, your discount roofing headquarters. Dimensional roofing on sale for only $21 per bundle. That's just $63 per square with a wide variety of colors in stock. Cardwell Do It Best Center, 3205 Madison Avenue, just south of the Gateway Arch on Indy's South Side, and over 67,000 products available online with free shipping to their store at CardwellHomeCenter.com.
It's the holiday season. Time to celebrate the moment and save. That means a trip to Barrington Jewels in Clearwater Crossing. Give the perfect gift this year with new design, breathtaking diamonds and gemstones, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and more. Plus, you'll find all the top watch brands like Oris, Tudema, Yunghao, and Citizens. Plus, pre-owned for even more savings. Enjoy 20% off selected items. That's right, 20% off. Don't wait. Get to Barrington Jewels today. And remember, you haven't seen a diamond until you've seen a Barrington diamond.
We know to contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before every dig. But did you know spraying a white line around your digging area means utility flags will be placed only in that area? Fewer flags in the yard? Easier mowing? Everybody wins.
Except for my kid.
I don't want to mow the yard.
Contact Indiana 811 and white line before every project. It's the only way to dig. Learn more at 811.safedigindiana.com.
Sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and aired by this station.
Big Joe here for your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical. This holiday season, if you need them, they'll be there. B+W.com or 317-243-3581. For all your heating, plumbing, and electrical needs, B&W has served Indianapolis since 1961. 243-3581. That's 243-3581. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your friends at B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer serving Central Indiana.
Decisions determine results. So which path do I want to take? Help people in need or stand on the sidelines watching? Worry about how to pay for school or have my education paid for? Push myself and learn new skills or stay the same? My decision is to serve part-time with the Army National Guard, and my results will be life-changing. What will you decide? Go to NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Sponsored by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Prescription opioids can be addictive and dangerous.
Opioid pain medication took everything that I had. Nothing mattered more than getting my fix. I was on the verge of being homeless. My house was being foreclosed on. Knowing that it could have been prevented makes it worse. It just takes one.
Prescription opioids. It only takes a little to lose a lot. Visit cdc.gov/RxAwareness.
Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that will say, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Like I crumble. You gotta lay down and die. Oh, no, not I will survive.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your Bohemian Codger, Ethan Hatcher. Find my podcasts on WIBC.com and SaturdayNightOnTheCircle.fireside.fm, my personal podcasting page. And you can always find us streaming live on the YouTube machine. And don't forget to hop in the chat, 7 to 9 every Saturday night. The Christmas season is nigh upon us, the season of merriment and cheer as we pause to spend time with friends and family and reflect on the passing of another year. In fact, the holiday seems very merry indeed for your members of Congress currently contemplating a corpulent and corruption-laden pork barrel spending bill to line their pockets before a Trump administration takes office. Demonstrating once again why trust in government is at an all-time low, even as the alleged Republican Speaker Mike Johnson supports the spending that has made your life miserable for the last 4 years and more. Here to take a victory lap is the foremost critic of the establishment and their deep state puppet masters. He's the eccentric and lovable producer Carl, who joins us for another edition of Carl's Conspiracy Corner.
You're listening to Carl's Conspiracy Corner. The truth is out there.
Have you ever seen a commie drink a glass of water?
Well, yeah, I can't say I have.
The views expressed by Conspiracy Carl are those of Carl and Carl alone. They are not the views of his station or its distributors. I mean, obviously.
Merry Christmas, everybody in the WIBC audience. We have returned for the holiday edition of Carl's Conspiracy Corner, deep in the festive bunker that is lined with glitter and holiday lights. We've got the tinsel wrapped in the steel, and it looks very festive indeed.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at the little Rudolph sticker right there on the wall.
Well, how do you think I got here tonight? Rudolph actually Ubered me over here.
Oh, thank goodness.
So for the audience members out there, you may recall that I ended our interview last week saying goodbye to Ethan for the year. I'll see you in the new year. And then I got an encrypted message saying, hey, Carl, we've got another show to do. So I pulled out of the underground and came back to this bunker to do another interview.
Well, you know what happened, don't you? The deep state had intercepted our communication, and they gave you faulty information in order to thwart this vital information from reaching the public's consciousness. That's what happened.
Well, I'm here, regardless of what the deep state tries to do.
All right, so tell us what you got on the agenda this week, Carl.
So anyway, you're talking about the omnibus, omnibus bill that Rhino Mike Johnson is trying to pass, but has recently said, hey, let's analyze this a little more before we try to pass it.
Oh, you think we should give 1,500 pages just a touch of consideration before you shove it through the Congress?
The cynic in me tells me, based on the fact that we've done this run before, that somehow they're going to pass another spending bill that is just going to be out of control in the argument that, hey, we just want to pay our servicemen.
Can we call it cynicism when it's just expected at this point? I think it's more realism.
Yeah, we're being realists. Well, however, we know that we have limited time, and what I wanted to talk about is the illegal alien or the illegal immigration problem that basically Trump has been running on since 2016.
And they're continuing to fund it in this omnibus spending. Like everything, including the open borders policy of the Biden administration and the Ukraine spending, it's all covered here.
Absolutely. So I began our interviews talking about where I come to my viewpoints, and it's basically a libertarian viewpoint that I have on many issues. Now, libertarians would generally agree that immigration is not the problem. It's the spending on the immigrants and their dependents that's the issue. Back in the old days, when we think about the people coming through Ellis Island, we think about those brave souls that got on ships and came to the United States. Well, there wasn't a welfare state to provide for them, so they actually had to work hard to make it a go here in the United States, and if you couldn't cut it, you went back home.
I think even libertarians are probably concerned with the importation of those with a pre-existing criminal background, which is another reason for border
I'm just
control.
saying, in general, libertarians don't have a problem with immigration per se. And I would say what they do have a problem is the fact that we have a government that essentially uses the immigrants as a need to keep a huge state that provides these services. So I have shared with the audience that I am from California. I have been seeing the issue with immigration since I was a little kid. And back in the 90s, the citizens, the residents of California, which I was one of, we passed Proposition 187. And what 187 proposed to do, which is what I think that the Trump administration should basically enact, what Prop 187 proposed to do was to eliminate all entitlements for non-residents. So you weren't entitled to a free education. You weren't.
Whoa! When did they pass this?
They passed this. It was the early 90s. I don't have it up in front of me, but
man, the culture of California has really shifted in the last 30 years.
Think about what's happened since then. You think about all the mail-in ballots and the ghost voters and the dead voters. So that's another point. That's another discussion about how
no ID voting,
how elections are being held in California. But we passed it. We passed it, despite the local media and the national media was on this story as well. We passed it. No entitlements for people that were here in the United States illegally. And what ended up happening is that it was immediately contested. And a circuit court ruled, a federal circuit court ruled, said that the state of California had no right or jurisdiction to make any judgments on immigration matters. That was a federal one. So immediately, Pete Wilson, who was the Republican governor of California, went along with the other rhinos saying, hey, we tried, but it's a federal issue. So my argument is that I haven't forgotten this. Donald Trump is now the president of the United States. It's a federal issue. Let's make it illegal to provide entitlements to non-legal residents of the United States. I think that will solve your problem far better than going in with ICE cops and arresting illegal immigrants and deporting them. I mean, just the optics of what the mainstream media is going to do. You are separating parents from their children. You are evil. I think that you will have far more success by stopping the payments and the entitlements. And what's the argument going to be? We have a right to welfare?
Well, the argument is going to be that you're going to deprive some citizens of their entitlements because they're going to edge you in through the 14th Amendment. I guarantee it. Because this is how the liberals operate. You're going to have to drag them kicking and screaming from the welfare state, and it's going to be opposed legally as soon as Trump tries to enact something like that. And I agree with you entirely. You need to solve the problem at its roots and take away the funding.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I'm glad that you brought up the 14th Amendment because basically the left has been stating for many decades that birthright citizenship, also known as anchor babies, it's guaranteed in the United States Constitution that there's nothing that can be done about this. And even Donald Trump, who was recently on NBC News, was basically stating that if we're not going to be able to do this, maybe we should change the Constitution. Well, no, Mr. President, you don't have to change the Constitution. It's in the Constitution that there is no guaranteed birthright citizenship. In fact, the amendment states all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States in the state wherein they reside. Now, the key statement is subject to the jurisdiction thereof. This statement alone basically forbids birthright citizenship to babies born of ambassadors to the United States. You notice there's not an issue when an ambassador has a child here in the United States. Hey, my kid's a United States citizen. I get to stay here forever. These parents are for lack of a better term, subject of another foreign country.
Because that was their point of origin.
Yeah, that was their point of origin. And what many people, what I assume is many people don't understand that the origin of the 14th Amendment in the United States Constitution goes back to 1868. And that was after we fought a bloody civil war to free the slaves. This amendment was to guarantee all rights to freed slaves. This is not for anybody can just come to this country, have a child, and basically by the fact that your child is here, you get to stay here as well. This is to basically provide Bill of Rights citizenship to freed slaves. And the originalists on the court that we have now will be able to read the United States Constitution based on what was intended. This is not a living document to say, hey, in the 1960s when we changed our immigration laws by Kennedy, hey, basically you just get here, have a child, and you and your extended family get to stay.
And think about how monumentally impactful the election of Donald Trump will be in influencing the shape of the Supreme Court moving forward, because he's already got 3 Supreme Court appointments, and then a couple of the justices are of retirement age. He's got another opportunity to cement a conservative majority and then ensure that an originalist interpretation of the Constitution is maintained for, I don't know, years, decades, possibly going forward.
Well, we hope so. We have 30 or so days before President Trump puts his hand on the Bible is inaugurated. I also am concerned about what other plans they have up their sleeves to.
How many more thousand people is Biden going to pardon suddenly? I bet he was real surprised when they told him he pardoned all those people.
Yeah, he's going to pardon everybody that comes into this country illegally, and Donald Trump can't do a thing about it.
Oh, my God. Don't give them ideas, Producer Carl. My goodness. Well, thanks for coming on for another edition of Carl's Conspiracy Corner.
Well,
Merry Christmas to you. I anticipate the holiday season coming up, and I can't believe we've made it a quarter century into the new millennium.
Yeah, I know. I feel old. You can see the gray hair on my face.
Yeah, I feel rapidly aging as well. Producer Carl, Merry Christmas to you and yours, and thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good night.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle, final show of 2024. Stay tuned for more on 93 WIBC.
It would be rude for us to invite ourselves to your house. Instead, we're inviting you to ours for Christmas. It's the best in radio theater and music. Starring Hammer and Nigel in It's a Wonderful Life, Craig Garrison in A Christmas Carol, and 'Tis the Season with Mike Aher. And enjoy music all day Christmas Day. Spend your holidays with us starting at 9 a.m. Christmas Eve morning on your home for Christmas, 93 WIBC.
For eligible individuals 18 and older with self-perceived mild to moderate hearing loss only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Hello, I'm Dr. Harvey Abrams, head of research audiology at Jabra Enhance. Did you know there's a connection between untreated hearing loss and chronic conditions like cognitive decline and dementia? The good news is hearing aids can actually reduce these risks and help you stay connected. Today, I'm excited to tell you about my favorite hearing aids, the game-changing Jabra Enhance Select 500. Jabra Enhance offers an affordable solution for most common hearing problems with our best-ever speech-enhancing capabilities for a mighty sound in a micro-sized package. Plus, with Jabra Enhance's premium package, you get 3 years of continuous remote care provided by licensed hearing healthcare professionals. No waiting rooms or long commutes. It's as easy as video chatting with a friend. Because at Jabra Enhance, our job is to help you hear and be heard.
Save $300 on Enhance Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Over the last few years, things have got weird.
And for our kids, these things can be overwhelmingly stressful.
Scientific research and real-life experience
tell us that the #1 antidote to stress is authentic, trusted relationships.
So that's why I
am committed to building and maintaining a trusted space.
This is a trusted space.
Access free films and resources to build trusted spaces in your schools and communities at atrustedspace.org.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
Fox News, I'm Roger Stern. Just in time, Congress passed a bill to keep the government funded.
The 60-vote threshold having been achieved, the bill is passed.
The bill clearing the Senate, then signed by President Biden. It's not the bill wanted by President-elect Trump, though. Most House Republicans, including Nicole Malliotakis, reluctantly went for it.
We did what was basic to get us across this finish line, fund the government until President Trump comes in with the Republican trifecta.
That interview from Fox News Live. 5 people now listed as dead after a car plowed into a Christmas market in Germany.
German authorities say the suspect driver is a 50-year-old doctor from Saudi Arabia. He's said to live in Germany since 2006.
Fox's Chanley Painter authorities say this was a deliberate attack. America is listening to Fox News.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presence. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. To be
there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 2,000 vehicles: Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Hi, this is Richard Stevenson with Stevenson Heating and Cooling, wishing you happy holidays. As a veteran-owned company, we know how important family is and want to say thank you for your continued support and business. We are always here for your heating and cooling needs. 317-557-8532. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Stevenson Heating and Cooling is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey, Pastor Nathan from Life Church.
Hey, Pastor Tina from Life Church.
I don't know about you, I'm so excited. Christmas is right around the corner.
You know what? Our Christmas experiences start on December 22nd on Sunday.
Yes, and we have Christmas Eve and Eve options for you too.
That's because people love options.
Well, you don't want to celebrate Christmas without reflecting on what Jesus has done.
Absolutely. So if you go to lifechurchin.com, you can find our times and locations. We hope to see you there.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIPC.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your bohemian codger, Ethan Hatcher. Producer Jack is on the board. And following the landslide election of Donald Trump in November, nature seems to be healing. People are returning to common sense and normal behavior bit by bit. I mean, of course, it's not going to happen overnight. It is a one step at a time process, to be sure. But even in the state of California, producer Jack, finally, they've decided that crime should be illegal once again. I know that's a stretch for the Californians, but they passed Proposition 47, which undoes the Proposition 36 that made it legal to steal almost $1,000 worth of retail goods before it was considered a felony. And now they have stripped it away, and theft and crime is once again illegal in California.
Backers of Prop 36 say prosecutors need more tools. Under it, 2 prior convictions for theft can now lead to the third being charged as a felony. It essentially attempts to undo parts of Prop 47, which loosens such penalties around these type of crimes. Governor Gavin Newsom was among those who opposed Prop 36. He raised concerns about small-time thieves filling overcrowded prisons, stressing the financial and other costs. Prop 36 also increases penalties for some drug charges, including those involving fentanyl, and gives judges the authority to order people with multiple drug charges to get treatment. Local governments are reacting, ramping up to start enforcement. Sacramento County's DA and sheriff stressed the thefts hurt businesses and consumers.
Over the last 2 years, California businesses have lost over $15 billion to retail theft.
Again, it takes effect today. California's Attorney General also put out a law enforcement bulletin instructing different agencies across the state on how they can use this.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Finally, they can start reinstituting law and order in the state of California. Tens of billions of dollars cumulatively lost to retail theft since this law was instituted that lets you steal $1,000 on a loop. On Twitter, all the time you're seeing videos of people doing smash and grab jobs in California, breaking into jewelry stores, robbing everybody blind because of the lawlessness that has been condoned by the leftists in power. And now, bit by bit, even the leftist state of California is rolling back to a more common sense approach enforcing crime. And more power to them. Even Disney Company seems to be learning. Like I said, this is a sea change. Nature is healing. Even the Disney Company seems to have gotten the memo and recently pulled a trans storyline from a new Pixar show that's going to be airing on Disney Plus. Win or Lose, I guess it's about a young high school softball team. Co-ed high school softball team, and one of the characters was trans, and they were going to have several storylines centered around this, and they pulled it from that. They also sanitized the scripts for Inside Out 2, which ended up becoming one of the most profited animated movies ever made, but it wouldn't have been if they hadn't scrubbed the LGBTQIA plusification of the overall production. They also removed from one of their other Disney Plus animated shows, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. They had this whole plot line. One of the characters wanted to use a male character wanting to use the girls' bathroom. So even Disney at this point seems to be getting the memo. This is not the kind of entertainment material that families would like to share with their children. And we're returning to, a more common sense approach to both entertainment as well as law enforcement, where now the state of California, they have once again ruled that theft is illegal, as it should be. But they're having to undo their own damage at this point. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on the Circle, final show of 2024. The holiday season, of course, is upon us. Winter is here, and many people enjoy sharing a hot beverage around this time of year, whether it's a mulled wine or hot cocoa. You enjoy hot cocoa from time to time, Producer Jack?
I do. Like Swiss Miss?
Yes, Swiss Miss. How do you prepare it? Do you use hot water or get hot milk?
I used to, I haven't had it in a long time, but I used to use a Keurig for it.
Oh, Keurig. See, a lot of people, and Keurig would probably be water. A lot of people put their Swiss Miss in water, but the really luxe way to do it is to heat up milk and then make it that way.
Yeah.
But then there is another hot beverage, and this is something that Casey and I were talking about yesterday when I was filling in on the Kendall and Casey show, and I've never tried this before, Producer Jack. Let's see if you've ever heard of this unique wintertime hot beverage.
So coffee, maybe a little shot of Bailey's, some whipped cream. That'll be a good hot wintry drink for you, right?
Yeah.
We've been talking about hot drinks and, popular typical ones. Obviously, you got your hot chocolate and your mulled wine and different things that people do. Eggnog, although that's not a hot drink, but, classic Christmas time beverages.
Do some people serve eggnog warm? I thought some people did eggnog warm.
Do they? I guess when you put enough whiskey and rum and cognac in there, right?
It feels warm.
It feels warm going down. It'll hit the spot. Now here, and somebody called and said that there's a nice warm butter rum from Joint and Carmel, which sounds delicious. I'm going to have to check that out. But there's a new one. Here's a new option for you. Had never heard of this before. Don't know how I feel about it.
Have you ever heard of Hot Dr. Pepper? This is soda on a whole nother level. Let me show you how easy and delicious this is. Just hang with me. All you need for this is a 2 liter of Dr. Pepper and a fresh lemon, as well as some kind of slow cooker. I'm going to dump this 2 liter into my crock pot. And then we'll put the lid on and I'll let it warm up.
I set my crock pot on high for about 2 hours, just until the Dr. Pepper is hot, but not simmering too much or boiling.
So while that's warming up, we're going to slice our lemon, just like you would for iced tea. So how this came about is when my mom was in high school, they would actually sell this at concession stands, kind of as like a fun way to keep people warm. So she had us try it one year and we're obsessed. Yep, simple, just like that. Now we'll just add in our lemon slices. That way it can kind of all marinate together. You can also squeeze some of your lemon into the Dr. Pepper as well. And you guys, this honestly smells so good. And that's it. Cheers.
Hot Dr. Pepper. Never heard that before.
I know where she got this.
Yeah?
And I'll bet producer Kev could fish this up pretty efficiently if he typed in hot Dr. Pepper commercial 1960s on the YouTube machine. This is something I was actually going to mention to you because I didn't know what hot beverage you were getting ready to introduce.
Right.
And I saw this commercial from the 60s advertising for hot Dr. Pepper. This is because they wanted to get more consumers in the winter months, and that was exactly what they recommended. Okay. You put some hot Dr. Pepper on the stove, drop a lemon slice in, and then serve it hot. That sounds disgusting. Did you find it, Kev?
Yeah, we got it right here.
Awesome.
I'm Dick Clark. You know, when the weather is sunny and hot, you and I really go for a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper, the soft drink that goes so well with hot weather. Deliciously different. When the weather's hot, Dr. Pepper tastes great cold. And when the weather's cold, that's when Dr. Pepper tastes so great hot.
Does it, though?
Good friends, a roaring fire. The perfect time for hot Dr. Pepper. Delicious and so easy to prepare. Just heat Dr. Pepper in a saucepan till it steams, then pour over a thin slice of lemon. That's a hot idea. Yes, Dr. Pepper is delicious cold or hot. Try hot Dr. Pepper. It's a great winter treat. Right, Max? Hot idea.
Oh, wow. Everything old is new again, right? It's just a new generation finding these recipes.
So I pose the question to you, producer Jack. Is hot Dr. Pepper something that's going to make its way into the Johnston household?
Probably not, but if it did, I would probably try it.
Okay, see, that's what I was like. I'm not going to go to the store and buy some Dr. Pepper just so I can throw it on the stove and put it over a lemon slice and try it out for myself.
Yeah.
But I guess if somebody else is really hot on the idea of hot Dr. Pepper and they're fixing it for their own holiday celebration and they're like, oh, here, Ethan, give it a try. Try this hot Dr. Pepper. I mean, like, I guess if you're handing me a glass, I'll give it a sip, but it can't.
Yeah.
You would imagine it wouldn't taste very good, and if it's being cooked for very long, it's just going to make it thicker. It's going to turn into a syrup because you're evaporating all of the water out of it, and then you're just going to be left behind with the sugars.
And what's weird is, like, it's sort of on the same topic of Dr. Pepper. Like, the best steak I've had was marinated in Dr. Pepper.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like on a vacation somewhere.
Now, I've heard about marinating your steak in Coke. I've actually tried it, but I did not have significantly successful or noteworthy results with that.
Yeah.
But you're saying Dr. Pepper's a better try.
Yeah, it tasted sweet.
Here's the Ethan steak cooking hack for the week. Don't marinate your steak in Dr. Pepper. Try marinating your steak in whiskey. Because whiskey or a bourbon, nothing penetrates into the fiber of a steak quite like a real hard liquor like that. And then it gives you a nice little oaky finish on the back end if you've cooked it right.
Okay.
And I usually like to cook my steak over open wood fire
It's a nice
outside.
idea.
Yeah. But you know what's not a nice idea? Hot Dr. Pepper. Not giving that a try. And it would lose its carbonation.
Yeah, true.
It wouldn't be good.
Yeah, it would just, I don't know, because I wouldn't drink like a lukewarm soda. Like,
yeah, lukewarm soda's bad, so it's not going to improve if you just up the temperature by a few degrees.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't know. I'm questioning it.
Yeah, I definitely question it. But, you know, these TikTok users, they're just trying to shill for content anyway.
Definitely.
Get a few eyes, get some advertising dollars. But that's drying up. And TikTok might be going away, but that's another story. They have to get a U.S. buyer before January in order to avert the ban. That's an entirely different issue. We'll have to talk about that more in 2025, though, because we are rapidly approaching the final segment of 2024. Segment 8, last segment coming up next. Stay tuned.
Kendall and Casey.
When the property tax reform bills are passed, I'd just like to nominate Rob Kendall for the Sagamoreville Wabash.
I actually heard that discussion last week, and I was in a vehicle listening to my favorite radio station. Okay? And I heard it loud and clear.
I just want a pen that it was signed with.
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This winter, cozy up with a match made in Cocoa Heaven. Introducing Swiss
Miss Schmallow, the perfect pairing of Schmallow, the original toasted marshmallow whiskey from Hotel Tango Distillery, and Swiss Miss Hot Cocoa. You've tried Schmallow before. Now Hotel Tango Distillery is taking it up a notch with this fantastic collaboration with Swiss Miss. Imagine rich, creamy cocoa swirling with a hint of toasted marshmallow warmth. It's a sip of comfort like no other. From cold weather gatherings to quiet nights in, Swiss Miss Schmallow is here to add a touch of sweet nostalgia with an adult twist. Warm up your season. Grab Swiss Miss Schmallow before it's gone. Find it at your local store and toast to the taste of winter. Swiss Miss Schmallow, where cozy meets a little bit of kick. Sip responsibly. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Available where fine spirits are sold. HotelTangoDistillery.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
I've tried just about everything for my ED. Big name brands, awkward appointments, the whole deal. Nothing felt right for my lifestyle until I found Hardee's from Zelty. Pre-planning, waiting an hour, it took all the fun out of dating. But Hardee's changed everything. These dissolve fast, working in as little as 15 minutes and last up to 36 hours. Plus, they cost up to 90% less than big name brands with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis to keep me going strong. No appointments, no hassle, and completely discreet. That's right, Zelty is 100% online with fast, free shipping, plus powerful results that cost around 90% less. For a single guy like me, Hardee's made dating fun again. Text TERM to 200-300 to see if you qualify for fast-acting, long-lasting ED medication. Get your free medical review now. Text the word TERM to 200-300. That's TERM to 200-300. Don't wait. Text now. Hardee's from Zelty. TERM to 200-300. TERM to 200-300.
This is Kevin and Kim at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. The special time of the year, family is important, and we are here to keep yours warm and happy, just like we have for 40 years.
We appreciate your business throughout the year, and we are always here for you if you need us. So from our family and our entire team at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Would you like fries with that? Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. This is Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year, preemptively, but it's incredible. We're already a quarter century into the new millennium. Happy to be here and share the air with you on Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your host, Ethan Hatcher, and a holiday tradition in many households is annual viewing of Home Alone, a holiday classic. Is it one of your favorites, producer Jack? I'm sure you've seen it at least once.
Yeah,
of course.
I've seen it like several times.
Of course, and young Macaulay Culkin, one of the cutest little young Hollywood movie stars in 90s comedies. You know, of course, now he's not looking quite the same as he used to, a little haggardly. And he's even capitalizing on that. He was reprising his role of Kevin. And if you think about the perspective from young Kevin, like, that would be traumatizing to have your house assaulted by these thieves and then fend for yourself for a week. And this was a skit that he was reflecting on exactly that premise.
Is that your wife?
No, it's my mom.
Forward calls from your mom? It's ice cold, dude.
Yeah?
I'm just kidding.
You think that's ice cold?
No, I'm just joking around.
How about this, all right? It's Christmas time. It's Christmas. And your whole family, right, goes on vacation. Whole family. And they forget their 8-year-old son. Their 8-year-old son. All by yourself in the house for a week.
And I'm really sorry, man. I did not mean to upset you.
I defend off my house from 2 psychopath home invaders.
That's really terrible.
I was just a kid. I mean, I still have nightmares about, like, this bald weirdo dude chasing me around, talking like Yosemite Sam. I'm gonna pull your fingernails out. I'm gonna get you, you little scam. They don't even curse. Calling me, like, louse and like that. It's...
Wow.
I don't even know.
Yeah, no, I understand.
They remembered my bastard of a brother, you know? But they forget me. You know, the cutest 8-year-old in the universe. By far.
And your mom, she didn't try to save you or come back or anything?
She didn't care, man. I mean, she was too busy being like a groupie to a polka band or something like that. I've never even gotten the whole story. It's just that my house was such a zoo. I couldn't even eat a slice of pizza without having to go to war or something like that. It was...
Acting. Good night.
That's a pretty fun little skit, right, Producer Jack?
Yeah, I thought he sounded like Ben Shapiro a little bit.
A little bit. And I like when celebrities can be a little bit in on the joke, you know, laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
And Macaulay Culkin definitely capitalizing on his new look, shall we say, in that. Check it out on Twitter sometime. Of course, before we end the show, I wanted to play a little bit of a holiday tune, get you in the spirit of the season. This is Tom McDonald dropping the newest A Christmas Melody that's soon to top the charts.
Well, the tide is finally turning, and Kamala's speech is slurring. Thank God we're saying bye to Joe. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke. And the mainstream media's dying, their viewers shaving their heads and crying. What is a woman? Well, they still don't know. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke. They tried to stop us by taking his life, but they missed, so it's fight, fight, fight. The left really thought they'd beat the right, and they fought, but they lost, thank the Lord. Now January is coming. Half of Hollywood's already running. They're finding new countries to call home. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm not sure what gift could be better than a Trump victory last November, but enjoy the time with your friends and family and have a happy new year. Thank you, Producer Jack, for all your hard work throughout the year, and we've had a lot of fun.
My pleasure, yeah. I've had fun.
First show of the year is scheduled to be January 18th. I'm out for 2 weeks and then preempted by Sportsketball on January 11th, but I will return to these airwaves January 18th, and I look forward to it. In the meantime, I leave you with my parting words of wisdom as always. Wherever you are, whoever you're with, whatever you're doing, remember that life is a state of mind. See you next year.
Got family coming over this holiday season? I do. It's Terry Stacy, and before they get here, I need a couple